charging away. We should have sound first, and now they can hear us and they should be able to see us. We are live, everyone is here. I'm happy to have you on today. How are you guys doing?
Doing great.
Very, very good.
We're all really tired. We're grinding on this launch for like 2 days, 3 days straight without sleep, but
Rob went with the much more honest answer.
Yeah.
They don't see any blonde pinups, they say, so it must be a scam right now. That's a good start. No, but okay, so today we have people that we have seen in the space a lot of times. Drew, I have ridden with in a group a lot of times, like more than 2. And Rob has been on here before. Rob and I actually did an interview in June that was recorded and started to be edited, and then someone never finished editing, and then it was outdated information, so it never arrived. But here we are. So yeah, that's the standard Anders, I guess. So
man, we can't all be perfect.
We try, and today I'm rocking this
95% of the way there, Anders, so no worries, man.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, so today we are here to talk about Facings and your release that is coming up. I guess since I got the notice that Lars is running on battery, so he will be here for as long as his battery lasts. My idea is we start with an introduction with everyone, and then we go into the drop and all the details that everyone wants to find more information about. So let's start with Lars, and he's there. How are you doing? And
center square left. I'm real good. If we're just doing introductions, I'm Lars Kommienezuspadt, chief creative officer at Facings, and a 20-year photographer that has over time kind of pioneered the dark pinup subgenre of the pinup scene.
Dark pinup scene. Like, okay, if I look at the art that has, like, firstly, there's not a lot of art published. Like, everything is very secret, which I am intrigued about. But what the information that is here that people can see right now while we are talking, I'm hiding our faces and everything. This is really interesting, and this is exactly what, like, I would love to have a lot of these on my wall at home. And is this the kind of style that you have been working with for 20 years, or have you done a lot of different things?
No, I mean, the first 10 years was like kind of trying to find my style. I learned from a documentary photographer who shot a style called diegetic lighting. So no lighting equipment, no cameras or no flashes or strobes. Most of what he shot was in Haiti in the deep South, and he just took a camera body with him when he would shoot. And that's kind of how I learned. And then it just turned out that after 12 years or so of sort of finding my voice as a photographer, I eventually went out to Los Angeles, and I had one shoot with a pinup model, like a really prominent like pinup model. And it was just one of those moments where everything sort of aligned perfectly. Once you had the like vintage hair, makeup, wardrobe, and these like locations, my style without artificial lighting just immediately turned it into this still from like an old Hollywood film. And I don't know if you're super familiar with the pinup genre, but it's typically like really, really harshly lit, very saturated fake smiles and stuff like that. And it's been like that since the pinup artists were doing those paintings in the 40s. And it's just, I think it was just overdue for like a refresh. And I just happened to be in the right place at the right time. And, you know, and that's kind of how the dark pinup thing started.
That's awesome. And before we go on to that, let's introduce Drew here. He's new in the YouTube gang, but he is not new in the wax gang. So introduce yourself as well.
Hey, how's it going, everybody? I've been in the wax community for a long time here, playing around with NFTs. Started off in the ETH community and still am in it. I'm project manager at Facings, working with this great team and many people that you guys haven't got to meet yet. And really excited to work on this project. also known Rob for a while now in the same group that I met Anders in, and excited to finally be able to bring a lot of our passion in this space forward. And Dark Pinup is a great example and a great, we think, leap forward in the sort of quality that you can bring to a release, and we hope that the passion that we put into it shows through, but we think it will.
Yeah, like on Wax, a lot of the art and a lot of the releases are game and card focused, and like NFT art can be so much more. There has been some attempts on different kind of things, but the majority is the same format. They see what others have done, they do it in their style, which is nothing wrong, but there's not a lot of variety. So I'm very excited about this. And Rodrigo, a lot of people have seen you, but a lot of people want an introduction, so share with us.
Sure, happily. Hi everybody, thanks for tuning in. Rob Consdorf, aka Rodrigo here, helped co-found EOS Detroit, where we pulled in Lars. Lars came knocking. We met actually serendipitous randomly in Minneapolis and through some other friends, and he was just really gung-ho about telling stories through art to explain like the narrative behind blockchain, the vision, the things that get people interested in becoming an early adopter of blockchains, like freedom, sovereign money, power to the people narratives. And so Lars and I were talking for about a year before we really just started saying, man, I want to commission you for some cool art around blockchain. And I mean, shit, Lars, we didn't even have to commission him. He was doing free pieces for EOS Detroit just because he was so passionate about it. And, so eventually we found a home and figured out how we could, differentiate ourselves as a block producer, but also try to tap into bringing these blockchain stories or narratives that were being fostered to a greater variety of people. So, eventually that's culminated in founding Facings, which has been incubated and spun out of EOS Detroit as an NFT publishing platform. So, we're essentially looking to remove all the technical barriers, the payment processing barriers, conceptual barriers, and understanding how to release something that you can't really take back. There's a lot of quality considerations, because if you make a mistake, you can't just go edit it. You've already sent blockchain transactions. So we're really interested in, making this more ubiquitous and more open to everybody, and really setting a high bar of quality in the NFT space. And, Wax has been our home for a while at EOS Detroit as a block producer / guild. So, we really wanted to build, give back to that as well. And so we're focusing on building the MVP around the Wax ecosystem. So yeah, my background's in software engineer and product development, and I'm just absolutely thrilled I get to combine that world with art and empowering creatives. So it's been really getting me jazzed, and even on very little sleep today,
sleep is overrated.
Like totally jacked up about this release and excited to get it out the door. We'll be toiling till the very end, making sure that it's as high quality as we can bring to the table. So yeah, super excited to show it to you guys and everyone else out there in the Wax ecosystem.
And while we're talking about what you're bringing, and we have a few questions, so let's just take the first few numbers that people are interested in. Is it a limited supply? And Drew is the numbers guy, so he will answer these questions.
Drew, go ahead.
Yeah, it's
limited supply.
Definitely a limited supply. In terms of packs, you're gonna have plenty of opportunity to buy packs, but you're gonna have 9,600 of the full packs, which is what our single packs are called, and you're going to have the opportunity to buy up to 1,920 of our collector's boxes. And one of the ways we've actually structured the sale is that the odds that you get if you purchase a full pack it's as if you're buying a pack of 6 when you buy the collector's box. You have an increased chance to get these special rarities of one special rarity of special mementos within the pack. But besides that, it's really like you get to choose between buying 1 pack or 6 at a time. And there's plenty for everybody. There's 5 cards in the full packs, and there's 30 in the collector's box.
Okay, so 30 and okay, is it pre-minted or mint on demand?
This is all pre-minted. So we're very big on basically the way we view mint on demand is that it's a band-aid, or not that it was done wrong, but that it was maybe the easiest path to get to where we were going. And now we think it's time to move on and create sets that are fully pre-minted, where the customers don't have to do that initial rush. When you open it, you know all your cards are going to be pre-minted. The only thing that's going to run in order is the actual mint number of the packs. And we actually have some special ways that we're trying to preserve that experience for the user. There's going to be something special that happens when you open your pack.
Very nice. Like special, will we also have some animations? Where will we open them? Yeah, let's start with those two.
Definitely, yeah. I'll let you know a couple of the rarity types, and then we should let Lars talk a little bit about how some of those are special. But we've really had just an amazing collaboration of artists on this project, put so much time and effort into the different rarity tiers, and they're all so different. And so we have a base tier that's really what you'd expect from a lot of sets, where you get to see 44 just absolutely amazing photos. And the rarity tiers up from there, they're all unique in just different ways. Noir, obviously, you can tell it's more of a black and white, much darker look. And then from there, we didn't really want to make rarity tiers where you felt like you were only going to get a couple of the really rare ones. So there's actually a pretty good chance, 15 or so % chance, to get the artist signatures and the prismetallics, which are the 3rd and 4th pictures you see there on the site. And I'm personally really excited about these 2 tiers. I think that the prismetallics just look absolutely fantastic. And getting rare from there, you go up to the model marks. They're very similar in rarity, but a little less. And then really it culminates in our set with these candle lights that we have created, which there's only 55 of them per template. And I mean, if you look at them, they're just, the animation on them is just, the effects are just world class. And I'm sure, Lars, if you could step in and describe these in more of a professional manner, but I mean, the art is just so fantastic on these.
Yeah, the execution of the candle lights is just like, I mean, it's
crazy.
It's happened a few times in my experience with like NFTs, like in the roles I've had as like the artist, where I've had this like moment where I was like, I really want that. Like, even though it's my own work, like I really want it. And the candle lights are absolutely that. They're just so professionally handled. And like originally when we were like brainstorming like how we could make animations, like I don't know, at some point it just occurred to me that, well, I mean, with as a diegetic lighting photographer, I don't, like I said, I don't use lighting, I don't use flashes or strobes or anything. So oftentimes those photos are actually lit with just the candle. So there's or sometimes, lamps and things like that. But it just occurred to me that I was like, wow, I got a lot of photos here that have candles in them. Wouldn't it be cool if we could just like animate that little flame? And in my mind, it was a cool idea. But once I saw the first concept like finished, it almost felt like, to me, you're getting to have this moment like where you're the viewer or the collector is like the photographer, because it feels like you're the one that's standing there getting ready to take the photo, and the model's holding the pose, and just the flames are like flickering just a little bit. It's just such a cool feeling. It's like very well done.
Yeah, I love it. Like it really stands out. Like the first view of all the different rarities, you don't see any movement, but as soon as you just stop and watch it, you see the candlelight, and it looks really, really, really good.
Yeah, agreed.
It's very nice. And for people interested, like we had one question before, the preacher, is that your design?
the old NFT.
Exactly. Yep.
Yeah, that was just some like community goodwill that like Rob and I decided we should do to help out with Dark Country. Dark Country had their big release coming up, and we were just trying to like, sort of just get people excited for it and just help out where we could. That's always been like a really, really big part of what EOS Detroit did, especially with me while like my role as the artist on the team was like, I don't know, like Rob and I would just get these little kind of impulsive things where we'd be like, just community ambassadorship, and we'd be like, we should do something for that, or we should help out with that if we can. And Dark Country was one of those things. So that character is based on one of the characters in the Dark Country game. So
Yeah.
yeah, they just basically said, go ahead, grab whatever you think looks cool, and that's the one we decided to do. But yeah, I love that. I think that came out really cool.
Yeah, I
First
do as well.
NFTs, yeah. One of the first ones I collected.
Yeah, like, and it's a long time ago, but it's not even a year, but it feels, I don't know, this space is crazy.
Yeah, it feels like 10 years ago.
Yeah, like Garbage Pail Kids, it just passed 1 year now. It's crazy.
Really?
And yeah, Garbage Pail Kids on Wax came May 12th last year, and like that's 6 days ago. It was a year, and that's crazy because at that time, like, we had NFTs, but we didn't. Like, there was a few old NFTs from the one that shouldn't be named, and NFTs that should be forgotten, I guess. But yeah, and okay, so outside of this, what kind of NFTs and projects have you worked on, Lars?
I've done Garbage Pail Kids, and I've done several others I can't talk about. But yeah, that ended up kind of being a really big part of the second half of 2020, was just working on these huge I mean, just like, dream job sort of opportunities, like franchises that I've been following my whole life. So yeah, I've been working on those. I'm still at my heart. I love Hive. I'm not sure how familiar you are with Hive.
Yeah,
but every now and then they have their own platform called NFT Showroom. And sort of, if I just need some like art therapy, or I need a break from the big projects and I just want to do something personal for like fun, I'll drop something on NFT Showroom.
I was gonna showcase that right now, but I won't, because there was some art that I shouldn't have on this stream.
That's possible.
Yeah. But yeah, like, I think I have 2 NFTs on that platform, on my Hive address.
Yeah, Hive's cool. Hive has like one of the most incredible survival stories in like blockchain history, so I'll always have like a special place in my heart for Hive.
Yeah. Do you have any Ethereum NFTs as well?
No, I have some stuff listed on Maker's Place, but I just never, I don't know. I just I think here's the thing, like, I see this like fractured kind of NFT experience happening, where there's like the fine art experience, the Beeple side, where stuff selling for like $100,000 or $1 million or whatever, and then you have the collectibles side, which is more like Wax and everything. And not to say that you couldn't do fine art on Wax. I mean, my stuff is technically fine art, but I don't know. There's just something about me personally, the way I grew up and my worldview, that I just really, I've gone to art galleries all over the world, and like I just always, like, I don't know, maybe like, look at me, like I just don't really, I don't know, kind of don't fit in at art galleries, but I love collectibles. And so like, I think that's one of the reasons I was always drawn more towards the idea of packs and collectibles, and like that experience of just getting kind of excited that you don't necessarily know what you're getting. And I mean, like, I don't know, like, if everybody keeps talking about if NFTs are a bubble, and like, if they are, I could see the fine art bubble bursting, but I can actually see the collectibles and commodities side of it lasting indefinitely. Like, I think that will retain its value, because that's a different experience,
Yeah, and like, my personal view is that NFTs are as far as you can go from a bubble as possible, but a lot of the pricing of crazy, like, I mean, come on, a lot of those NFTs that sell on Ethereum, they look like shit, and they have a project that is useless. No one will use it as soon as there is something better. they will not retain value. It's impossible. If there is a game or a system that actually, like, the pricings on Wax in general are very reasonable.
Yeah.
Even if it's, even in a few years, you could probably have some value on that is close to or higher or below it, but you still have some value on a lot of the good ones, not all of the NFTs, because a lot of them have, like, they come from a project, all they want to do is make money, they disappear, there's no engagement, no one wants them. There are 1 million NFTs of that type. Small exaggeration, but yeah. So when we have all of this, there is not a bubble on the NFTs, because NFTs are here to stay for games, for assets, for like everything in the world. But the art ones that sell for $69 million, yeah, there's a lot of them that want to sustain value, in my opinion. They are not interesting at all for me.
Yeah, I think that's really something we tried to do here, was create a set where, well, one thing that was important when I started designing this set was creating something where I wanted to present the entire experience that Lars is talking about, and have something that years down the line you would still want to open and collect, even if, you know, for some reason the entire ecosystem had basically come to a halt. You would still come across the pack and go, hey, I want to open this and get the art. And that I think that
and it should be yeah, OBS crashed, but we should be back on YouTube. Shouldn't be any problem. Yeah.
Heck yeah.
So some of your last words there disappeared. I just got a pop up. OBS felt like stop sending data to the ecosystem. It does that sometimes. It happens. In total, 2 live streams out of the 100-ish I have done, and now was the second time. So
yeah, that's what we do. We find bugs.
Yeah, exactly. And thankful YouTube allowed me to go back to the same stream. It doesn't happen on Periscope, I think, but it does on Twitch. So yeah, okay. You have created something unique. You think that the NFTs, the packs, will be fun to open in the future as well, which I will like. Yes, people say I should stop streaming, stop mining Ethereum while I do streaming. I don't mine on this computer. Let's just put it like this. But yeah, so the everything will sustain. It will be fun to open them in the future, and that one thing that is really necessary for that is to have pre-minted NFTs. You want to have something excited, and you want to have the animation being exciting when you open it. So how has the process been there? And before we go to that question, actually, Lars, like, are you collecting other NFTs?
Oh shit, yeah. Oh yeah. Like I said, most of my stuff is on Wax, but yeah, I buy a lot of Top stuff. I have tons of Garbage Pail Kids. Like, I bought in on Series 1, and so yeah, I have a lot of really good stuff. And you know, some of the games and stuff I've gotten into. I've bought Dark Country. I'm holding a lot of like Dark Country boxes, or, you know, like whatever, packages and things like that. So, and I have some land. I bought some land, even though I haven't honestly had a lot of time to do anything with any of the land. But no, I'm totally into it. I mean, I'm a huge just art nerd, so anything that looks cool, like something looking cool, is enough to make me buy it. I just picked up that new drop from Legend, LGND.
Yeah, I was going to, but I missed it.
Yeah, it was tough. There was a little hiccup on that release, but that art was really, really cool. Rob told me, I think that's the artist is a guy that works at like Pixar or something, but super cool art.
Yeah, they've had Ty Carter for their first drop, and then they just did James Jean, right? Which was awesome. Yeah, and you know, it's great to see. You know, maybe that'll be a home. Well, it seems like it is a home for fine art on Wax, even that they're establishing over there.
For me, I feel like Atomic Hub is not a marketplace for fine art. What is your view on that?
Yeah, definitely. I heard I think Ken Bozak said it once. It's like a gift shop kind of. You know, you never know what you're gonna get. There's like all kinds of random baubles, and you can find hidden treasures and stuff if you look hard enough. But yeah, it's definitely a little bit. It's a power user type thing, not like a intuitive, like elegant UI that you can attract someone who's not a power user and maybe doesn't know a whole lot about Wax with. I think maybe
like
all the controls
for a gamer and for all the card collection, it works great. But
sure,
like,
yeah, totally.
Like blue background with some colors, it will be weird. At least that's my point. Like I have I mix a lot of color. Like I have a lot of colors and everything. Just look at this. It's like I don't have a shortage of color on anything or the overview on the stream or whatever. But some colors do not match well with that type of blue. Not if you want it to pop as it can do if it's a black or white background. At least that's my opinion. So art should be in another setting, in my opinion.
I'm interested in seeing how this is going to go, because what we're doing with my release is kind of a merger of those things. Because I mean, my art is considered fine art photography, but we're doing it as a pack collector release. Yeah. So it'll be really interesting to see how that goes. And that was honestly, that was one of the reasons I never started minting my NFTs like of my own photography as individual like one-offs, you know, or one-of-ones. In my head from the very beginning, even before we really got serious about the conversation about, you know, spinning out facings, I saw my cards or my photography as packs from the very beginning. I guess just because I like opening packs, but
it's addicting.
Yeah, it is. And I mean, you can have, you know, you can have this kind of thing where you want, I mean, you can have quality too, but I mean, the point I'm trying to make is like quality over quantity, in the sense that like you can do just one photo on ETH and hope to get 50 grand for it, or you can get your photography out to a whole world of, you know, kind of like collector aficionados. And that was just, to me, it seemed like either the more logical route or the one that better fit and suited me as a person.
Yeah, and I've seen some arguments. They don't like when the prices are too low on the secondary market. They want to buy very, very cheap, almost for free, and they want to sell it and get rich. And those people sometimes complain about the secondary market values because they only buy it to increase their own portfolio, and they want free NFTs to do that, and they want to pay $1 for 20 NFTs and they can be sold for $100 each. They think this is reasonable. And I just think it's crazy. And with that said, like the NFTs on Wax, I started with Garbage Pail Kids Series 1. From that, I have been flipping from my $600 and I just bought a car for it. And that, like, all NFTs I have on all my accounts are paid with that initial $600 investment. And I might have some more profit outside of that people cannot find on Wax. So you can do a lot of money with these small sales, and that is a lot of fun. And like the only thing I do is I look at NFTs. If this is something I feel okay with getting stuck with, getting stuck is someone is not buying it, I will still have it at the end. If they don't, like if I do not feel like, yeah, I can get stuck with this, I'm not buying it. So I'm only buying things that I don't mind getting stuck with in my account. And that is like, okay, the Garbage Pail I just bought, the next release I just bought, but from then I only buy things that I feel like, okay, this is something that I want to get stuck with. And all the art I have seen so far of the release that is coming fits that description very well.
Yeah, we put a lot of time into that, and some of the things from a set design perspective, when we looked at it, you know, one metric I look at is like the cost per card when it's sold, which it doesn't actually mean anything in this space, but we look at it as a way to sort of look at different releases and see how much did they put out and how much were they looking to get on the primary versus the secondary. And you can sort of figure out different companies' philosophy. With this release, we definitely didn't want to put it at a price that the NFTs weren't going to be sold for what they're absolutely worth for the effort we put in. So we priced these to be, these are what these are worth, and we're confident that the secondary market will react. And we're also, I'm entirely confident and very excited to see which of the different rarities people choose to like, because I really think this is going to be one of those sets where people are going to choose which ones they like and not necessarily look at the rarity first. So it's going to, I'm very excited to see just how passionate people get about it. And with the way Wax is developing, I think pretty soon we'll have some places to actually show these NFTs in some virtual worlds. And I'm pretty excited for that coming from the ETH side, where personally, I've been working on a Decentraland gallery that I want to get set up with some of this art. And I'm excited to see how collectors really take to this. But yeah, you're right. The prices are huge for people. And as a flipper, I mean, I've flipped every release since I got into ETH, but I'm also a collector too. So at the same time that I'm buying extra packs, I'm also buying ones and ripping at least one open. And I'm the same way. I might buy a pack of every release, but the only thing I'm opening is something that I would be okay with getting it stuck in my account. So yeah,
I'm opening everything.
Yeah.
I open like everything. I can't hold packs. I open them all.
Anders, did I tell you my NFT story?
Probably not.
You charitably sold me Alien Worlds land pack at cost.
Yep.
And because I missed the sale, and thank you. And I pulled an epic land and I flipped it for over 200K wax. So that was my like big break. I was like, dang, like I just I hit the lottery, but if I try to cash it out, I'm gonna be like saddled with all these tax liabilities. So but I really do appreciate that act of generosity and sharing your land. And you know, that was definitely a really fortunate thing. And it's like you said, you've had stories like that. We've got other stories we've heard, people on our team or otherwise who've taken $30 in packs and flipped it into, you know, a sizable sum of money. And it's just life-changing, you know, some of these opportunities. But it's not just about that, as you were saying, you know, appreciate the art, buy this for yourself, buy it for the entertainment, buy it because you want to be a patron of the artist that's actually releasing it and bleeding and putting their sweat into it. And you can't go wrong, because at the end of the day, you're happy with your collection and knowing you supported those artists, knowing you know, you're part of a community, even because communities form and subcultures form around these collections and people make friends, and it's just become this whole new way of socializing in the digital realm. Tons of fun.
Nick is saying in the chat, I missed that sale too. Just saying. No, but like I got a few packs from the primary sale, and I knew that Rob wanted them, and so I sold him one for cost, and he kept it, and it was a good deal so far. So that makes me happy. So one question we had before for Lars is, are you participating in Our Planet?
Our Planet? Nope, I'm not.
Are you playing? Are you not playing it or anything?
I would love to. There's just been no time to play anything like that. There's several games that I've bought into. Was it I think it was Uplift. I bought some land, and what's the other one? It's not
Splinterlands.
Splinterlands. Yeah, I picked up a bunch of Splinterlands, but I haven't even done anything with them, just because like this last 4 months we've just been heads down getting ready to launch Facing. So I'm a huge Magic the Gathering player, and I haven't even had time to do that. So I'm hoping after Dark Pinup hits the blockchain, I'm gonna actually. Rob keeps telling me like, dude, you need a vacation. So during that time, that's where I want to actually do these kind of things.
But talking about Magic the Gathering, Dark Country had a land sale on Flow today, right?
Who did?
Dark Country. Did anyone of you participate in that? Yeah.
I didn't, but I do have some old, like, I think it was their first release. I picked up like, I think like 20 packs or box. Like it's like a book. It's like it looks like a book.
Is it a simple asset pack as well? The first ones? Because
Yeah,
they have done it on both. Yeah, I think I
Yeah,
have probably 400, 500 the Dark Country cards still or something.
do they have a bridge for that now? Is there a way to go from simple to atomic with those?
Drew is saying yes. I don't know.
Okay, all right.
It looked like that. He went nodding with
Yeah,
his head.
any sort of recreation has kind of unfortunately been sidelined for the last few months while we get like, I mean, it really all leads up till tomorrow.
Yeah.
Because tomorrow is the first official Facings release. So and it's like doubly like exciting but stressful because it's like I have my role as like you know, a member of the team of Facings, but it's also all my photography. So it's a lot of pressure. But after that, man, there's gonna be some gaming happening and some land building and all those things.
That's what you think.
Yeah, I know. The next thing will be right behind me, like looking over my shoulder.
Yeah, it's like me. I really enjoy playing Blancos, and I haven't really done it since I made a video of how I made a map.
Love me some Blancos.
Yeah,
Building
that's awesome.
maps takes so much time.
But it's so much
really
fun.
Awesome. Yeah,
It's
it
so
is.
fun, yeah.
I really am just envious of folks who just sit back and like rock it out. Because I'll go in there for like 20 minutes and be like, oh shit, someone's calling me, or I'm supposed to be somewhere. I'm supposed to be on a podcast or some shit.
It's a release. Yeah. It's a good
Oh,
release
man.
to go in there and build a map. Spend
Yeah, it
4
is.
hours
Just so
building something, or a
freeform.
gallery.
Every time I
Yeah.
go into that, every time we sit down with the Uplift guys and we go in and we see like what they're building, I'm just like, are you kidding me? Like they, so the Crypto Rider guys, like I created the Finny character that they've used for all the crypto Finnies, and there's like a whole story behind him, and like me and my friend Adam Sword have drawn like all these like kind of like little promo cards of like what the bad guy shift, what his like Freudian slip. I said shift. Shift, like it basically what his office looks like and everything, and like we have this whole story arc where he's basically confronting Finney over the gold and everything, and like the next thing I know, like Kenny from Crypto Rider's like, yo man, he's like, we built Shift's tower. So like they actually in the Uplift world, there's like this giant tower, and at the very penthouse top of it, there's like Shift's office, and like he goes, we're making Shift's office look like your studio. So like they're building my actual like home studio into like, that's where the villain's gonna like hang out.
And just for context, right now he's not in his studio. He just brought his things in case there was a podcast, because we booked this yesterday. So this is like,
that's true. Yeah,
this is
I knew there was
booked in a long time, and he's at his mom's place, and it still looks like this good.
I will have to do this again when I get back to Minneapolis and I have the real studio. But yeah, I knew there was, with the release coming up, there was a possibility that we'd be sitting down and talking about it. So I brought my like one of my cameras and the microphone and everything. So
yeah, that's nice. And okay, back to the packs. So we have limited packs, we have pre-minted NFTs, we have a pack opening, we have all of these things. What's the price for the packs?
Yeah, so the full packs, go for it.
Yeah, so we've settled on $850 for the full packs and $45 for the collector's boxes. So you get about a 10% discount if you buy a collector's box, plus you get the special promo and some higher odds at pulling more rare cards. Some other cool things that we're doing with our pack opener. So we engineered it from scratch to solve some of the issues that we were seeing with the pre-existing solutions available, whether that was, issues with odds not being as advertised, or it just felt like people were being too stressed and anxious just trying to open packs, and like why is something fun so stressful?
Yeah.
So we support bulk pack opening. We also don't burn your packs. We transform them into wrappers. So you'll get wrappers back instead of burning your packs. There's probably another couple of hidden gems up our sleeve with it, but we really were trying to innovate at the pack opener level with this one. And that's why tomorrow's so big. It's the first time we're using it in the wild. We have had it security audited, and no major critical bugs, and we're constantly testing it. But you're part of a new innovation in NFTs on Wax, being a part of this launch.
Then I have two major questions here. Have you bought enough RAM, and do you have enough CPU and net staked?
Yeah, I was doing that earlier. So I was able to talk to EOS Detroit guys into hooking us up with some Wax. And, we bought tons of RAM for all the accounts we needed. And, we've got a good tranche staked too. We've probably dropped over 100,000 Wax on just the resources just to be prepared. So with a little bit extra kind of on the sidelines just in case, because there has been a lot of resource issues on the chain. So we're really cognizant of that, and cognizant of, really trying to make sure that none of our infrastructure cuts out during, a spike in volume as well.
Yeah, and one thing we have, one more error we have seen is that the contract, first time that it has been used, was missing the correct permissions. Is that also set?
Yeah, so we like to test stuff. So we pretty much always attempt to do a full smoke test before we even go live, so we know everything should work as expected. Of course, things can go wrong, it is software, but we're definitely aiming to not have your typical sort of outage experience with this launch. And it's Wax only too, so that makes it a little easier. But we are interested in rolling out other payment options as well. So we'll be rolling out credit cards and campaigns in June. And we really just want to give the choice to the user. Pay with what you have, pay with what you want to use. We'll accept it most likely,
NFTs,
as long as it's liquid. Yeah.
Okay.
I think that could be really sweet to have a barter system. So thanks for the idea, new future idea.
Yeah, hard to price it, but yeah. So one question there is pack limits. How many can I buy?
Yeah, so we read some tea leaves yesterday. We were talking about it internally, and everyone was picking their favorite numbers. And so we kind of looked. We saw $1,000 was commonly a limit, but we wanted to go lower than that because we wanted to make sure it was also more available. So I think you can spend like $600 on each pack every 6 minutes or something like that. We also don't want to ice out whales who really do want to support us and want to buy a lot of packs, but we want to make sure everyone who's really excited about the launch has a fair chance at buying some packs too. So we try to balance it and not like set the limit too low, that someone who wants to invest can put 500 to 1,000 in, no problem. But also not too high where someone just vacuums up all the supply immediately.
On
of
that
course,
note,
there's ways around that, but
one thing people should be aware of here: you are using your own contract, which means that all the bots that are buying are not prepared for this.
Well,
Yep.
we're not using our own sales contract. We're still going to use atomic drops for this.
Okay. You will
pack
use that.
sale.
Yeah.
But we are interested in selling the packs pre-minted as well in the future. So, eventually, and this is part of accepting multiple payment methods, we'll have our own, kind of tailored sales system. But for now, we want, our philosophy with the campaigns we're rolling this summer is like, we don't want to just turn everyone into guinea pigs, but we do want to innovate. So we're trying to just change like one thing in each new campaign we roll out, so we can kind of lessen the risk of trying new things too. So, rather than having a bunch of new systems all at once, sure we could if we had enough time to test and all that. But, we're also scrappy, adaptive bootstrapping, we're just trying to balance what we have, the resources, the talent, and the current activity in the market to get things out in a timely manner, but also set the tone for the quality of releases you can expect from us in the future, as well as maybe expect from other publishers too. We're hoping to raise the bar that in such a way that others want to imitate what we've done, and it actually helps define new aspects of the market. So look for lots of engagement in our sets in the future too. We don't just want to launch something and forget about it. We'll be actively thinking about how we can continue to build value for the sets that are already out there, because I mean that's kind of the awesome thing about NFTs. You can do all kinds of stuff with them. Other people can do stuff with them. We've even talked about doing stuff with other collections NFTs just to make things fun, so there, you can get in a room, and if with the right people that are all really, really nerdy and love this stuff, just passionate about NFTs, you don't even have to be techie, and just brainstorm all kinds of fun ideas to build. So that's sort of how we like to roll. We just riff off each other, and great ideas from people we're talking to, such as yourself, Anders, and others in the community, collectors, and just super open to hearing what everyone thinks, and feedback, what you liked, what you didn't like, maybe a little forgiveness if we do have a hiccup. I'm not anticipating it, but everybody fucks up. So,
but okay, so you say that you are not doing any guinea pig testing, but that's a lie, because all we're doing is testing it. Even if you don't, even if you do not plan to do a lot of changes, each release is that you are testing something new, like the pinup fine art and everything. And
I feel that that's one thing that's been going through my head, because obviously there's a lot of the thoughts, kind of I mean, I've been so busy, it's been hard to really think about it. But when I get those little spaces where I can think holy shit, this is really happening tomorrow. That's kind of the thing that comes to mind, is this is super pioneering for just the genre, the there's, not to say there's not photography on Atomic, there is, but I mean done this way. So and then there's other issues, I have a pretty big following for what I do on social media, but none of those people know shit about blockchain, and everybody that most likely will be buying these are blockchain people that might not know a whole lot about me, outside of that. So it's I'm kind of rolling through these scenarios and everything, but I mean, ultimately what I come back to is I rest easy knowing that this set has been so hammered out, and just it's got such its own style, and that kind of relieves some of my anxiety. I actually think it's going to be very well received.
Yeah, that's cool. And Nick actually pointed that out. I forgot about it. I have a few minted photographs as well. That's the first Atomic Asset NFTs I tested making, was some of my own photography. I'm not gonna compare it to this though. I'm a happy amateur.
It is out there, and I'll come across it now and then on Atomic, and it makes me really happy to see photography on there. But anything that's a fully baked pack, collection like this, I don't think I've seen anything on there like that. Could be
I would really like to see some kind of filtered marketplace that only lists the fine art and photography and all of that. It's still on Atomic Hub, you can still find everything, but then you also have this marketplace for people that have this kind of interest. I know that people have been building that, but I haven't seen it live yet.
Well, if this sells out and it's a huge success, you'll probably see a lot more.
Yeah, we've actually, Anders, done a lot of work with the attributes too. I really love what Legend has started to do with the way that they're presenting art, and just when you look at the attributes, you can tell that they put care into even the order that they put it in, or what exactly they named them, and everything like that. And you'll see with this set that when Lars was talking about bridging different communities, I really tried to put a lot of thought into, and Rob did too, and everybody on the team, about what we chose to display to users and what we made immutable and didn't, and for good reasons. You'll find a lot of detail here, and my hope is that, like, as time goes on, this set will persist as something that we put enough detail in that you'll always be able to, wherever it ends up, whatever place it's basically displayed in, you'll be able to see it in its full beauty. And I think everybody's going to be really excited. And there's also some surprise artists that like Schwarzbacke, we should just mention, has made a lot of great variety of effects in this set, and I'm just really excited. Yeah.
So Baca from the Wax community is really the secret sauce of the visual effects side of things, having engineered the candlelight effects and such, and honestly, just really helping us bring that, round out that part of the creative team. We've got amazing illustrators and colorists, but the things that he can do with special effects are just mind-blowing. So shout out to Baca for sure.
He's in the chat as well, and he's screaming "Arch!" I think that's some kind of excitement roar from the Baca. So that's cool.
Roar.
Well, one thing I just want to say quick too, that's neat about this set, and I think is like something, I know it's something from where I sit at the table with Facings, is like I really like the idea of there being stories that go along with the art and these releases, and we're doing that with this, and we're going to keep doing it. We have a couple on deck for like pretty much right after Dark Pinup, but that's one thing that you're seeing persist on like our kind of Gantt chart of what we have coming up, is that there's like a lot of attention on the stories behind the release. It's not just like, boom, here's the art, and it's from a name you might know. But in the mementos of this is like, that's basically what I've been finishing, is the mementos are basically photos of this box of things that I've collected for the last like 12 years. So it's like hotel keys and receipts and like poker chips from this like pinup bar in New York City, and I even have I actually have the hotel room key card from my first shoot in Los Angeles. That earlier, when I was telling you about that first big shoot with that like prominent pinup model that kind of kicked all this off, I still have that card. And the mementos tier or variant structure is basically, it's a collection of all these little things that have happened over the last like 12, 13 years that have sort of led to this moment. So you kind of get to not only see the photos, but you get to see little things like totems that were picked up along the way that have led to the final collection.
Yeah,
that's cool. Yeah,
there's story spread throughout those too, Anders. So the mementos have sort of descriptions, but it's more than a description, but really they have lore tied through them that sort of weaves everything through too. So it's as you're collecting, they stand on their own definitely, but as you're collecting, they definitely add flavor to everything that you're seeing throughout the set, and they break it up visually a little bit while still definitely fitting in perfectly. It reminds me a little bit of Dark Souls, actually, which wasn't fully the intent, but the style of it kind of reminds me of that.
Yeah, and there's speaking of like making those kind of comparisons, like there's some like, I don't want to give too much away because I want it to be exciting, but there's like, I've said this to Baca like 3 times, like there's like almost like some of the things that he's been able to do with the effects and animations and stuff is just like, it reminds me of like Silent Hill.
Ooh, yeah.
Like it's got this like really like kind of cool, dark, kind of macabre sort of like feel to it. And man, it's just like, I don't know, he just managed to like move into my soul and like take a piece of my soul and turn it into like a card. It's like, it's really cool. I love seeing how this is developed, and the collaboration between several like creatives and great minds on this whole thing. It's just been a really the synergy in this project has just been amazing.
Yeah, it sounds really good. And like, okay, so I want to go there and I want to buy all the packs. So I will be locked out at $600 per account. So that's the math there. And yeah, just something that I find interesting to ask before, and I will take it. I will go like all around the room here, so everyone can answer. How long time until they sell out, Lars? What's your expectation?
I don't know if it's an expectation, but I guess my optimistic hope is like we'll probably see them sold out within an hour or two.
Andrew?
Oh, well, I wasn't gonna give a prediction.
Too late.
I think it'll sell out the first day. I think it'll actually happen very, very quickly. But I also think that even if it does take time to sell out, I think it's one of those things. I can remember like the R2 releases, the Alien Horrors, you know, even took a little bit to pick up. I think you're going to see increase if however long it takes, it's going to go quicker and quicker until they're all gone.
And Rob, what do you think?
Well, I have to be the shill here as the business guy, I guess. 20 minutes. I think 20 to 30 minutes. Yeah, and that's not to just to toot our own horn. I mean, the guys have really killed it on the art and the set structure, you know, designing it as collectors for collectors. But really, I think it also is a testament to the demand in the market now. I'm just amazed at how many new releases are coming out, how many people are getting into the space, how many people are building new metaverses, new games, how many new faces are in Telegram or Discord. You know, it's just the demand is exploding. And even, you know, even regardless of the quality I think we're bringing here, this is a rapidly growing and expanding market. So we're hopeful for a sellout, and you know, we're gonna hook up Lars fat with that. You know, he deserves it. 20 years of doing this, and you know, use that money to reinvest right back into the Facings platform. So we're just gonna parlay it and continue to grow if we do achieve a sellout. So
yeah, like I think you are all too humble here, so that's all I will say, and all three of you.
Well, you know, the thing is,
yeah.
one of the things is like this is just the first of the Facings releases, and I think there's, from a collector's point of view, there's something, you know, important about being able to say you got the first one from Facings. I think that's good. I mean, the things we have lined up are huge. So like to be able to say, yeah, that was the first one I snapped up, you know, because like there is a lot of stuff happening. There's a lot of releases from a lot of different franchises and everything like that. But you know, it's kind of like GPKs. Like when GPK came out, that was, you know, I mean, I have like Garbage Pail Kids shirts, like even before they came out. So I'm an old school, like OG kind of Garbage Pail Kid fan. But like for a lot of us, it was speculative. You know, we had no idea where this was going. It was sort of one of the first kind of releases of that kind. And like, look what that's turned into. And you know, I think the things we've done with this particular set release it has a lot of potential to be that, like that thing that in 10 years people will say like picked up that first like Facings release, that Dark Pinup release. And like, you know, and I actually think I can see projects coming after us that or after this release that will kind of you'll see that as like a watershed moment. Like that was the moment when kind of like some of these things changed.
Yeah, but I still think you're very humble. I like, okay, if the limit is $600, the big packs will sell out in less than 1 minute for sure.
I hope.
And yeah, we will see. We will see. Time will tell tomorrow. Yep. What time is the sale tomorrow? What time is it? You already said it's on Atomic Hub. So what's up?
Yep, 12 p.m. tomorrow is the pack release, 12 p.m. Eastern. And then 1 p.m. for the opening. So just delayed just enough time for everybody to get situated. Yep, darkpinup.com is where you'll be able to open those bad boys. And we are using atomic drops, as they said. There's one other thing we haven't mentioned, which is that every collector's box comes with a special candlelight. Everybody knows that, but there's also a sign up on our website right now that will get you a special flyer. So don't forget to do that. Sign up with your email and your WAM, because everybody needs the promo.
Go right now, everyone, go sign up.
And for the international audience, that's 4 p.m. UTC for sales of packs and 5 p.m. UTC for pack opening.
It is 6 p.m. World Swedish time.
There you go.
Perfect.
Which is right at dinner time, so that's good.
Hey y'all, I gotta run to talk to a lawyer, so not as fun
No.
as this. But I'm gonna drop. Thank you so much, Anders. It's always a pleasure talking, and looking forward to catching up more. We'll drop you some packs tomorrow for everything you do. I know you like to rip them on stream and show off the goods, so we'll hook
that
you up,
will we will have a live stream on Saturday for all the NFT stuff, so that is awesome. Good time.
Right,
very grateful. So yeah, it's all in the description. People ask for the link and everything. That's all good. And let's wrap this up, because we have been going on for a while. Lars' battery will soon be dead.
That's true, and I still got some stuff to finish up.
Yeah, so that's important work. So any final things that people should know about, Drew?
Yeah, definitely. I've mentioned a lot of how the set is set up. We've also mentioned some of the secrets. You're going to see a different website than you're used to. A lot of the website will be the same, but there's going to be some differences. So we really are trying to educate people on the process. One thing I think everybody should know is that our opener, since it's brand new and can open everything in bulk, and if you open more than one pack, you'll be brought to, well, actually, even if you open one pack, we have a special pack break page that you'll be brought to, which will actually let you replay the openings and see all the packs you've opened. So if you open a bunch at once, you'll be brought to that page to see the entire history. And that's not something people are usually used to. So there will be a button that leads you, but there won't be any need to refresh, and hopefully not much need to do unclaimed cards with our system, although it's still there in case people need it. Besides that, I'm just really excited for everybody to check it out. If anybody has any questions, you can get links to our Telegram, and also that's on the website. So check out our website. On our Twitter, there's also a link to a Medium post that we've put all the information for the launch in. I think it has even some more details we didn't talk about here, but it's about all I can think about.
For anyone watching this, I will add that Medium article in the description as well. It's not there right now, but the website and everything is.
Perfect.
So that's good. And Lars, any last words before tomorrow?
Well, I guess if you want to see more of the type of stuff I do, Instagram's usually the place to go for. If you want to look at photos, it's Instagram. Well, my username, Kommienezuspadt, spelled the same way, Kommienezuspadt. It's long, but it's hopefully worth it. But that's at least if you want to kind of get a look at like more what I do and what I've been doing for the last like 20 years or so. There's a lot of work up on there.
It's linked in the description.
Yeah, that's much easier. Yeah, so Twitter, as far as Twitter goes, same name on Twitter. Follow Facings on Twitter, Facings official. And I don't know, just very grateful that you were willing to have us on, and really super excited about tomorrow. I'd love to get some feedback. I want to hear the good and the bad. If hopefully it's all good. But yeah, I just can't wait to see these things hit the blockchain tomorrow on Wax, and really excited.
Yeah, your baby is coming to life, right?
It is, yeah. I've said this before. I did a book in 2018 called Dark Pinup, and up until that point, that was like my career milestone. Like every photographer at some point has to do a book, but like, man, this has so far exceeded all the work that went into the book. Like this is, I mean, physically, just amount of time and resources and energy. Like there's more work that's gone into this NFT release than my book.
Interesting. Yeah, I'm very excited about this. I know that I have a live stream before that at another play and one after, and I will have to try to eat some dinner between buying packs. So that will be interesting tomorrow.
Well, if you ever
but
want
I-
to like, just
yeah.
if you want to chat about it afterwards, let me know. I'd be happy to come back and we can talk about the photos.
Yeah, awesome. Yeah, for sure. And then we can see the real studio as well. So that's awesome.
Yeah, that's true. Yep.
Yeah. So
All right, thanks,
thank you
Anders.
all for coming on, and thank you all for listening and being part of this.
Of course,
It's my
friend.
pleasure.
Yeah, anytime.
My Bitcoin boy.